Hi, this is Bob, and welcome to Off the Cuffs. I'm very excited today. I have with me Craig Engels, a professional runner, sponsored by Nike Olympic Trial. I'm just excited to have you here. Also, you're a hometown boy, right?
Yes, sir. Born and raised, Pofftown, North Carolina.
Pofftown.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
No, man, the pleasure's mine. Yeah, welcome to Off the Cuffs. So tell us a little about you, man. You know, I've Googled you, I've read about you. Of course, Annie has told us about you, but tell us, who are you, man? I know you're from Pofftown.
Who am I? We're getting deep now.
Yeah. I mean, who are you? Tell me where you're from. I mean, tell us a little bit about you.
I guess I'll start this off with saying I was hoping to never wind up in this building.
Why you say
the
that?
Sheriff's office.
It's a great place to be, man.
I've spent my whole life trying to stay out of this building, but I'm born and raised in Pofftown, North Carolina. I went to Vienna Elementary, Jefferson Middle School, and then Ronald Reagan High School.
Reagan, okay.
Mm-hmm. And then I went to North Carolina State for a couple years and tried running in college. Didn't do too well, so I transferred down to Ole Miss.
Yeah.
And started running really well again. And then I got picked up by Nike, and I've been in Portland, Oregon since.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you run?
I run the mile.
The mile.
Mm-hmm.
What's that, 4 times around the track?
That's 4 laps.
Four
exactly.
laps. What's your time?
3:51.
3:51? You run the mile in 3 minutes and 51 seconds?
3:51.
What's the world record?
World record's crazy. It's 3 minutes and 44 seconds. But the North Carolina record for fastest person ever come out of North Carolina is 3:51.
And who was that?
This guy, he's pretty good looking.
Pretty good looking guy. Hey, you can get it. So that must be you, right?
Yeah.
So you own the record of the fastest guy to come out of North Carolina?
Yes, sir. Yep.
That's strong, man.
Yeah. Hopefully improve on it this year.
Yeah. So what do you do? How many miles you run a week?
I run right around 70 miles a week.
70 miles a week you
Yes,
run?
Mm-hmm. 10 miles this morning right before this.
Did you really?
Yeah, I invited you out there. You didn't come. You didn't show up.
I'm too old to run 10 miles, man. You know what? I'm good if I walk 10 miles a week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's still good. You're fit.
Well, you know what? It's the Mountain Dews, man. It's the Mountain Dews. Mountain Dews. So what did you run at this morning, 10 miles?
I just ran around Wake Forest and everything.
Really?
Yeah. Salem Lake's my favorite run in the world still. I don't know if you've been out there a ton, but they got a 7-mile loop around Salem Lake.
So, when you say you're a professional runner, what does that mean? Because a lot of times people say I'm a professional this, I'm a professional that, right? I'm a professional speaker, I'm a professional gamer, all kind. What does that mean by to be a professional runner?
Great question. Still trying to figure it out, but I know I turn left for my job. Just keep turning left and running fast.
Yeah, that's the track, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I caught that a little slow. Yeah.
I basically I think I'm a walking billboard for Nike, and that their ultimate goal is to have me make the Olympics and be marketable, and sell their gear.
So when you try out again for the Olympics?
2024 for Paris.
So this is 22 coming in a couple of days, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you start training. So you got 2 years to train?
Yes, sir. Yeah, and I've run 2 Olympic trials so far.
What's that like trying out for the Olympics?
It's awesome.
I actually been thinking about trying out this year too, the 60 and over swimsuit contest. But I
can't say I'll be in attendance.
Yeah. You probably won't, right? Yeah. Yeah, but what's that like trying out for the Olympics?
It's really cool. Track and field's not the biggest sport ever, obviously. But
track and field is pretty popular though.
Yeah, around the world it is, but in the United States it's it's those 3 big ones. But when the Olympic trials come around, they fill out this 20,000 to 30,000 person stadium, and it's the biggest track fans in the country. It's the Super Bowl of our sport.
Yeah.
It's almost bigger than the Olympics themselves.
Wow.
So it's pretty cool, but both times I've gotten top 3 make it to the Olympics. I've gotten 4th, and 5th place.
Wow.
Just like all of it combined less than a second.
Wow. So you have guys running a mile faster than 3 minutes and 51 seconds?
In the United States, not really. But in the world, yeah, there's guys that can run like 3:48 right now. The world record's just crazy.
What's the world record? 3:44?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I'm trying to calculate per lap. Is that 40 seconds per lap or something like that?
It's 55 seconds per lap.
56
seconds. Yeah.
56 seconds per lap.
Mm-hmm. And I challenge anyone to get out there and try and run half a lap in 28 seconds. Annie, I think her dad got out there and tried to run.
Yeah, so I'm calculating that because the 2 minute when I was trying out going through qualifications to be an agent, I think they give you like 15 minutes or something to do 2 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they saying, you got like 6 minutes to run a mile, and you talking about running a mile in 3 minutes and 40 something seconds. Wow.
Hey, 15 minutes is still great.
I don't even know, seriously, I don't even know if I could ride my bicycle a mile in 3 minutes.
We could go test that out.
No, we can't do that. We can't do that. Can't do that. My leg won't let. If you catch me maybe next week this time, I probably can do it,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, give me a little time to get loose.
I'll stay in town.
Yeah. So where are you living at now?
So I just finished up a master's degree in Mississippi.
In what?
Business.
Okay.
Yep. And now I'm beginning my campaign for sheriff of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Yeah,
you know what? Good luck at that, man. It's going to be a lot difficult than running a mile. I can tell you that. Yeah, it's going to be a lot different running. But seriously, this guy got jokes right there. So tell me, what you living in where now?
I'm in between Mississippi and Portland.
Okay.
Portland, Oregon. So I actually just re-signed with Nike the other day.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks. And I think I'll be living in Portland, Oregon.
You can't run for sheriff living in Portland, Oregon. You got to be a resident of Forsyth County, man.
Okay.
So if you're going to run for something in Forsyth County, you got to live in Forsyth County.
Okay, well, then you're safe for a few more years.
Yeah, I hope so anyway, man. Why don't you come on back home, man? We'd love to have you back home.
I'd love to. I might.
Why Portland? You married?
That's where Nike is. I'm not married.
Oh, Portland's in Nike. Nike is in
Nike's
Portland,
like right outside Portland.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's good stuff.
But no, I'm not married.
That's like, you're 20 what?
I'm 27.
That's all right. So there's a lot of folk watching this, a lot of kids watching this and saying, wow, man, what a life to be sponsored by Nike. What a life to have traveled the world, tried out for the Olympics. And one of the things that when we bring younger guests on, when I say younger than me, what message would you give people that are chasing their dreams? Because that had to be a dream of yours, because running is not, to me, running is painful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, running is about endurance. Running is about perseverance, right? So what message would you give to somebody that's chasing their dreams? They ain't like, and it's not all that glamorous to where like, you're training or playing a basketball game, track meets in high school and things like that. So what would you tell a kid that's saying, hey, you know what, one day I want to sit where Engels is. One day I want to be somebody's sponsor. I want to be the billboard for Nike. I want to be all these things. So many things great things come out of Winston-Salem, right?
Yep.
But there's a lot of folk that are trying to figure out how to be the next great thing.
Mm-hmm.
What would you give them, the advice you would give them?
First off, I'll say that no matter how fast you run, it never gets less painful.
Yeah.
It gets more painful. But I think about this all the time because, I mean, running is such a tough sport. But I think that the biggest advice I'd give to people is that nothing good comes easy. And whenever running gets super tough and I start hating it, I'm like, I don't want it to be easy. As you know, like running for sheriff was tough.
Right.
But it's so much more rewarding when you get there. And the same with running, when you put yourself through all this pain and everything, a lot of times you don't think it's worth it.
Yeah.
Same with starting a business or whatever dreams and aspirations people have. It's super hard, but once you get there, you're there, and you've completed much more than most people in life because people are so afraid to get out there and go get it.
So what's the day like in the day of you, man? What's it like a day, spending a day with you?
It's
10 miles in the morning.
It's not too bad, yeah.
10 miles every day?
Well, today I had 10 miles. I came and did this podcast with you, and then I'm going to play around the golf with my dad.
You
not too bad.
You pretty good golfer?
No. Nope, but I love it.
Where you gonna play at?
He usually plays Reynolds Golf Course, but
Reynolds Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you can hit the ball anywhere at Reynolds Park, man. It's so wide open. You can hit it. You can tee off at number 1 and land on number 3 and get back and still part of the course. So yeah, if you playing at Reynolds Park, it's wide open.
Mm-hmm.
Your dad pretty good golfer?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Scratch golfer?
No.
I need to see him then, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We'll play around.
Yeah, I like that, man. Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, that way I could say, hey, I beat you playing golf and I beat you running in the race.
You beat a professional athlete.
Yeah, I beat a professional athlete. That'd be pretty cool, right?
Mhm.
Say I beat a professional athlete at my age. I think we need to do that.
Yeah.
Set a date. So before I go, I know you're on a time schedule. I know you got a lot going on.
I'm not, man, this is awesome. You guys got a good setup in here.
I appreciate that. But seriously, so what do you think about what's happening in the world today, a young man's perspective? What do you think? What do you think about the world from a 20, what you say?
7.
You know I got shoes that old, but that's another conversation. But seriously, what do you think about that from a 27-year-old perspective?
Yeah. I mean, it's a bizarre world we're living in right now. And I've had a few crazy perspectives living in, North Carolina, Mississippi, and Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
They're very different places.
Truly. I've been to the SIP.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that and Portland couldn't be too much further away from each other.
I can imagine.
So it's cool to see like how similar everyone actually is and how different everyone thinks they are because of social media and the news and everything. But everyone's pretty similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's hard to realize that with COVID, you can't go out and meet people. It's harder to travel. So I mean,
you had your shots?
I've had them all. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Good stuff.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's a weird world we're living in right now with social media and everything. I wish everyone had the chance to meet each other and travel to small towns. If you're from a city, and if you're from a small town, go to the city. You realize how similar all humans actually are.
So you think race relations are better than what they were 10 years ago, or are we getting better or worse?
It's hard for me to say because
and I always ask these questions, right? Sometimes I get like, because you are the future, right? You next up. Your generation will be running the world or running the country years from now. And it's always interesting to get a perspective of 2 generations behind me.
Yeah.
Actually 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's always interesting to me because the world is a different place now than it was for me 15 years ago, 10 years ago. Even 2 years ago, pre-COVID, was a totally different world. And so I always like to get a perspective as to what do you see relationships and where do we go or how can we get better?
I mean, this is a tough question.
You didn't see that coming, did you? Yeah.
No, I didn't.
You thought we was going to laugh.
Yeah, I thought we would be making jokes. I don't know. I would say it's different. Like, as my eyes have been open to it. If no one had brought 10 years ago, I wasn't thinking about this kind of stuff as a privileged white male.
Right.
But now, like, people are talking about it, and I'm starting to realize that I do have privilege. I don't think I even realized it.
Right.
So when I talk to my friends and, like, anyone who's different, like, diverse, different than me in any ways, personality, race, gender, anything, like, I try and have this conversation, too, and if someone's feeling unequal or discriminated against, I like try and help that, but I don't know how much help I can be.
Yeah, you know what? I like you. You know why? Because most people wouldn't have had the courage to say what you just said, right?
Yeah.
I really appreciate you for saying that. But you can be a lot of help, right? Because think about it. You represent a brand. You represent Nike. You represent yourself. You represent your family. More importantly, you represent Forsyth County. You're a product of Forsyth County, right? And so you have been fortunate and blessed. God has blessed you to travel, to see some things, right? I'm claiming that you're going to be in the Olympics in 24. You're going to make it. And so you have a voice. You have a voice. I'm sure you're on social media. Most young folk are, right? So you have a voice. And so you can make a difference. You can always be that difference maker. And I think that the fact that you have the courage to get up and run that many miles every day, it takes courage. Some days you run when you're in pain. Some days you run when the weather ain't so pretty. It's cold. It was cold this morning.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that you have the courage to fight through so many obstacles that you have had to fight through, right? And so you can be that difference maker. You can change the atmosphere. And so I'm proud of you to say what you just said and realize that, it's going to take people like you, differences. Our differences is what make us great. And to have a young man with your caliber, your resume sitting across from me and realize that we're on the right track, man. I really appreciate those last statements that you made. You realize it. a part of the problem is we don't realize some things. Therefore, we go through life thinking that. But when you realize it, that's when the magic takes place. When you realize that, hey, I can be the difference. When you realize that I am a difference maker. Yeah, man. Anything you want to say or ask me before you go? I know I put you on the spot. You didn't see that. You didn't see that curveball coming.
I really like that. I like to getting a little deeper. And
yeah.
I often think about running for, I don't know, some form of politics. When I get older.
Why?
I want to, I do want to make a change, and I really want to make a change as a politician and have my population be healthy. Obviously no one loves running, but I'd love to have, some plan in place where people could get rewards or something for being healthier. And I think that's the way, the world's going to be a better place is if people are healthier. They're getting out of their house more. They're talking to people more. Mental health is important.
So I got a challenge for you, right? I always challenge people, right? I would love for you to get into politics, right? I think the world needs some younger minds, fresh thoughts, set of different eyes on it. Whatever your goal is or whatever area of politics you want to be in, I think you'll be successful. You have the personality to do it, and you have the sharpness to do it. But I got a challenge for you, right? So you want the world to be healthier. Mm-hmm. You don't have to live in Portland, do you?
No.
You don't, right? Because airplanes fly, we do have airplanes in the 21st century, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you could fly anywhere you need to be, right? So get this, right? So you could come back home to Forsyth County, and you could start a runners club, right? And attach it maybe to the sheriff's office, right? Run for health, right? Run for peace, run for unity. You know how many people would show up to run with an Olympic trial, a guy who holds the North Carolina record for the fastest man in North Carolina in the mile? I would even show up, right?
You show up and run with me?
I run a few steps with you. I doubt if it'd be a mile, but we get a few steps in, right? Mm-hmm. Just imagine the impact you can make right here, man.
Yeah, it'd be fun for sure.
I'll help you do it.
All right.
When you coming back home then?
I'm here now.
No.
I'm living in the present.
Yeah, but you finna go back, after Christmas?
Yeah, we got a training camp in California. And then
Who's we?
I'm on a team in out there in Beaverton, Oregon.
Okay, so it's out your business. Okay, so your team is out there. Okay, I get it.
Mm-hmm. But I'll be back. I like that idea.
Do you really?
Yeah, we'll play around the golf, collaborate. We'll figure it out.
I like that.
And we'll post on social media through Annie.
I like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would be pretty cool. Because you could get so many kids. You know how many kids, man, would show up if we said we're going to start our own Forsyth County sheriff's office.
At least one.
Yeah.
We can get at least one kid, right?
Yeah, at least one kid, right? Yeah. To show up. How many kids would show up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about running. We talked about the mindset of running is being in the moment, but seeing yourself at the finish line.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many ways, man, we could take that mental piece of it, right? And we started, right? And we have kids training with you, right? From all walks of life, black, white, all economics, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we bring them to one place, and we create our own runners club. We train them from a physical standpoint, spiritual, and mental.
Mm-hmm.
If you come back and you say, let's do it, I promise you I'm all in. I'll make sure you got everything you need to do this.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. So something to think about, it's, at least in the near future, man. Don't wait till you get my age and you can't run no more. But that would be a huge difference, man, in what's happening. We can get some kids into the track and field.
Yeah.
And you have the face, you have the brand, you bring your people with you, Nike, man. Can you imagine how powerful that would be? That would be huge. Yeah. But hey, I know you're on a tight schedule, man. I'm going to give you the last word or two. Anything you want to say before we go?
No, I appreciate you having me on and everything.
No, I appreciate you, man. You've been a blessing. You really have.
Yeah. I'd love to crack a few more jokes with you.
Yeah. I can tell you got a sense of humor. If nothing else, you got a career as a comedian, right?
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely could do Laugh-In. You remember Laugh-In?
Do I know what?
You remember the Laugh-In?
Uh-uh.
It was a show.
on MTV.
See what I'm saying? That's telling your age right there, right there. Laughing, man, where they had these comedians come up, right?
Mm-hmm.
You never heard of that?
Uh-uh.
He's a young guy, man, young guy. Yeah, we need to spend some time together.
Mm-hmm.
I look forward to that.
And maybe I'll come back on and tell how I got into running and everything.
Yeah.
Whenever
You're
you
not
want.
going to say you was running from the police. Was you running from the police? That's how you got in running. Go ahead.
I'll say it off camera. I'll say that.
Well,
I'll just say,
I'll
say
most
this.
people come in with the joke. I got in run. I was running from the police.
You need to train your men better. They couldn't catch me.
So, so you gonna go out like that? Right? Wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, listen. I've enjoyed talking with you, man. I look forward to you coming back. On a serious note, give that some thought.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to be a part of that, and I think we could do a lot of great things here in your hometown, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Winston-Salem, Forsyth County.
Yeah.
This is my home.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as always, man, we've enjoyed you being here at Off the Cuffs. I wish you much success, and just know you got a new fan. And as always, thank you for being a part of Off the Cuffs. Have a great rest of your week.